That was a good morning. We planted a lot.
We did. Those tomato plants look healthy. They'll produce a lot this summer.
I hope so. I love fresh tomatoes. Ah, did you see that article someone shared in the garden group chat?
Which one? People share so many articles.
The one about climate change. It said individual actions don't really matter.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I saw it. I didn't agree with it.
Really? I thought it made some good points.
Like what?
Like how big corporations cause most pollution, not regular people.
That's true, but individual actions still matter.
Do they, though? I mean, even if I recycle everything and never drive my car, it's just a tiny drop in the ocean.
But if everyone thinks like that, nothing changes.
Hmm. Are we about to have a debate?
Maybe. Is that okay?
Absolutely. I love a good debate, especially with someone who knows what they're talking about.
Well, I do teach environmental science, so
Perfect. Teach me then. Change my mind.
challenge accepted. But you have to be honest, not just agree with me to be nice.
Deal. I'll give you my real opinions.
Good. That's what makes it interesting.
Okay, so here's my main argument. The top 100 companies cause 71% of global emissions.
I know that statistic, but where did you hear it?
It's been shared everywhere. It's a famous study.
Right, but do you know what those emissions include?
Pollution from factories?
Not just factories. It includes emissions from people using their products, like when we drive cars using their gasoline.
Wait, really?
Yes, so those corporate emissions are actually connected to individual choices.
Huh. I didn't think about it that way.
See, it's more complicated than corporations bad, individuals powerless.
Okay, fair point. But still, I can't control what corporations do.
But you can control what you buy from them.
Can I, though? Some things I have to buy, like food and clothes.
True, but you can choose how you buy them, where you buy them.
Like shopping at farmers markets instead of big supermarkets?
Exactly. Or buying less fast fashion, choosing products with less packaging.
But farmers market food is expensive. Not everyone can afford it.
That's a good point. I agree, that's a problem. But even small changes help.
Like what?
Like reducing food waste. That's free. Actually, it saves money.
How does food waste connect to climate change?
When food rots in landfills, it produces methane. That's a greenhouse gas.
I didn't know that. So throwing away food is bad for the environment?
Very bad. And in rich countries, we waste about 30 to 40% of our food.
That's crazy. Okay, you're making good arguments.
Thank you. But I want to hear your side too. You said individual actions don't matter. Explain more.
Okay. My thinking is, even if I do everything perfectly, it won't stop climate change. The problem is too big.
I understand that feeling. It can feel hopeless.
Exactly. So why should I stress about it?
Because individual actions do two things: direct impact and indirect impact.
What's the difference?
Direct impact is small, you're right about that, but indirect impact is huge.
I don't follow.
When you make environmental choices, other people notice.
So?
So they might copy you. That's the indirect impact.
You think people care what I do?
Maybe not consciously, but behavior is contagious.
Like how?
Like right now, we're both using reusable water bottles, right?
Yeah?
Well, did you always use one?
No, actually. I used to buy plastic bottles, but when I started volunteering here, everyone had reusable ones, so I got one too.
See? That's social influence. Someone's behavior influenced you.
Huh. I never thought about it like that.
And now maybe someone will see your bottle and think, I should get one too.
That's actually a good point.
Plus, when lots of individuals change, it creates pressure on companies to change.
How so?
If nobody buys plastic bottles, companies stop making them. Supply and demand.
But that would take millions of people changing.
It would, but movements start small. One person, then 10, then 100.
I see what you mean. But it still feels slow. We don't have time for slow change.
You're right, we need fast change too. That's where government policy comes in.
Okay, now we're talking. I think government regulations are way more important than personal choices.
I agree. But why do governments create those regulations?
Because scientists tell them to?
Sometimes, but mostly because voters demand it.
Oh, so individual citizens voting for environmental policies.
Exactly. That's another form of individual action, political action.
Hmm, I hadn't connected those things.
Individual action isn't just recycling and using less plastic. It's also voting, protesting, contacting representatives.
Okay, you're convincing me a little bit, but I still think corporations should do more.
I completely agree. They should. But we can pressure them and change our own habits. It's not either or.
Both and, not either or. I like that. All right, let's get practical. What habits actually make a difference?
Great question. Some actions have bigger impacts than others.
Like what?
The biggest ones are usually diet, transportation, and energy use.
Diet. You mean eating less meat?
Yeah, especially beef. Beef production creates a lot of emissions.
Okay, but I love burgers. I'm not giving them up.
You don't have to. Just reduce, not eliminate. Maybe beef once a week instead of every day.
I guess I could do that. What about chicken?
Chicken has much lower emissions than beef, and fish is even better.
So I can still eat meat, just smarter about it?
Exactly. Perfect is the enemy of good.
What does that mean?
It means don't aim for perfection. Small improvements are still valuable.
Okay, I like that philosophy. What about transportation?
Cars are huge, especially in America.
I know, but I need my car for work.
Do you, though? Could you take public transit sometimes or bike?
The bus takes twice as long, and biking in winter? Ha, no thanks.
Fair enough. What about carpooling or working from home some days?
I do work from home on Fridays.
There you go. That's one day a week you're not driving. That's something.
When you put it that way, it sounds better. What about flying? I love traveling.
Hey, flying is tough. It has a huge carbon footprint.
So I should never fly again?
I'm not saying that, but maybe fly less, or when you do fly, stay longer so it's worth it.
Instead of multiple short trips, take fewer long trips?
Exactly. And there are other ways to travel trains, buses.
Trains can be fun. I took one through Europe once. It was beautiful.
See? Environmentally friendly and enjoyable.
Okay, what about energy use? That one seems complicated.
Some parts are easy. LED light bulbs, turning off lights, unplugging devices.
I do some of that already.
Great. Other things are harder, like solar panels or better insulation.
Yeah, I'm renting. I can't install solar panels.
True, but you could switch to a renewable energy provider if your area has one.
I didn't know that was an option.
Many places have it now. You just choose a different company.
I'll look into that. This is actually helpful. Okay, but here's my problem with all this environmental stuff.
What's that?
People who lecture about the environment but then fly to Bali for vacation. Isn't that hypocritical?
That's a fair criticism. What do you think about it?
I think if you're going to preach, you should practice what you preach.
I understand that feeling, but can I offer a different perspective?
Yep, go ahead.
Nobody is perfect. Everyone is a hypocrite about something.
So we should just accept hypocrisy?
No, but we shouldn't let perfect be the enemy of good again.
You love that phrase.
Because it's true. If someone flies once a year but bikes to work daily, that's still net positive.
But they're still contributing to the problem.
Yes, but less than someone who flies and drives everywhere, right?
I guess so.
Plus, when we call people hypocrites, it shuts down conversation. It makes people defensive.
True. I hate when people call me a hypocrite.
Exactly. So instead of focusing on what people do wrong, we should encourage what they do right.
Positive reinforcement instead of criticism.
Yes, that's great you bike to work instead of, but you still fly sometimes.
That's actually really wise.
Thank you. I learned it from working with students. Criticism makes them shut down. Encouragement makes them try harder.
You're a good teacher.
I try, but here's my question for you.
Okay.
You said individual actions don't matter, but you volunteer here at the garden. Why?
Because I like it, it makes me feel good.
And this garden feeds people in the community. That's an impact, right?
I see what you're doing. You're using my own logic against me.
Maybe a little. But seriously, you believe one person can make a difference here. Why not with climate change?
Because I can see the results here. The plants grow, people eat the vegetables.
And you can see results with environmental habits too. Cleaner air, less pollution, healthier ecosystems.
But that takes longer to see.
It does, but just because you can't see it immediately doesn't mean it's not happening.
Okay, you're making too much sense. Stop it now.
Never.
So, what do you think is the biggest misconception about environmental action?
Hmm. Probably that it requires sacrifice and suffering.
Doesn't it, though? Giving up things you enjoy?
Sometimes, but often environmental choices improve your life.
How?
Like biking instead of driving, you get exercise. Or eating less meat, better for your health.
I guess that's true.
Or growing your own vegetables, we both do that here. It's fun and good for the environment.
Yeah, I do enjoy this, and the tomatoes taste better than store ones.
See? Win-win.
What about things that are actually sacrifices?
Like what?
Like taking shorter showers to save water. That's just less enjoyable.
Fair point. Some things are genuine trade-offs.
So, how do we motivate people to make those sacrifices?
That's the million-dollar question. I think we need to make it about values, not just facts.
What do you mean?
People don't change because of statistics. They change because of values. What do they care about?
Like caring about their kids' future?
Exactly. Or caring about nature or animals or their health.
So, connect environmental action to things people already care about.
Yes. And make it social. People want to fit in with their community.
Like how I got a reusable bottle because everyone here had one.
Exactly. Humans are social creatures. We follow the group.
So if we make environmental behavior the norm,
Then it becomes easier. People don't want to be the odd one out.
that's actually pretty smart.
It's psychology, not just environmental science.
You know, you've actually changed my mind a bit today.
Really? About what?
I still think corporations and governments need to do way more, but I see how individual actions fit into the bigger picture.
That's all I wanted. I'm not saying individual action is the solution, just that it's part of the solution.
Both and, not either or.
Exactly. You learned something.
So, what's one thing I should start doing? Give me one concrete action.
One thing?
Yeah, I want to start somewhere, not try to do everything at once.
Smart approach. Based on what you've said today, maybe you reduce food waste.
Why that one?
Because you seemed interested when I explained it, and it saves money, which you care about.
True. How do I start?
Plan your meals before shopping, only buy what you'll actually eat, use leftovers creatively.
I can do that. I already cook pretty regularly.
Perfect! And compost if you can, even just a small bin.
We have compost bins here at the garden.
There you go. Bring your food scraps when you volunteer.
That's easy. Okay, I'll do it. What about you?
What about me?
What's one thing you need to get better at?
Oh, I'm not perfect either.
I know. So what?
Honestly, I need to stop buying so many books. The shipping has a carbon footprint and I don't read them all.
Use the library more?
Exactly. I just love owning books. It's a bad habit.
At least you admit it, so we both have things to work on.
We do. Nobody's perfect. We're all just trying to do better.
I appreciate that you didn't make me feel guilty today.
That was never my goal. Guilt doesn't motivate people. Hope does.
Well, I feel hopeful. That's something.
Good. And you made me think, too, about how environmental messaging can be elitist.
Really?
Yeah, when you mentioned farmers markets being expensive, you're right. We need to think about accessibility.
See? We both learned something.
That's what good conversations do.
Should we get back to gardening?
Probably. Those weeds won't pull themselves.
Thanks for the debate. It was fun.
Thank you for engaging honestly. That's rare.
Same time next week?
Definitely. And maybe we can debate something else.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll find something.
With you? Definitely. Let's go save the planet one vegetable at a time.
One vegetable at a time. I love it.